So hello, everybody. We are here with Islam from Master Translations, and he is the one in charge of doing a webinar about AI and how we can use AI in the localization industry. So without further ado, Islam from Master Translations, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and why did you come up with the idea of doing a webinar about AI?
Well, since the AI really started maybe in the late 2022 and the beginning of 2023, I've been really fascinated about the power that it has that we could harness in our industry. Well, let me give a background first. I was an interpreter myself for 5 years before I start going in the framework of language service providers. And then when AI emerged, I've seen a lot of potential that not only language service providers can use, but also translators and human translators and interpreters could benefit from that as well, rather than taking AI as something that is going to replace us. Because for my idea, it won't. It will just enhance our work. And that's what I really like to research about.
Good. So can you just give us a summary of the webinar itself? Just a few
Absolutely.
key aspects that you're going to tackle.
Absolutely, yes. Well, the introduction of the webinar is basically what I just briefed, is about how we perceive AI and what is I see might be a wrong concept about the AI replacing us and how should we deal with it. And then we go through the core of the webinar itself. It's basically directed to translators to show them how, especially the translators who are really just starting to see or curious about how to use AI, because there's a lot of people who still did not use it, and showing them use cases about how they can use it in their normal translation framework throughout the day. How can they use it in quality, how they can use it in finding similar words, understanding idioms, finding a similar idiom, things that sometimes do stop translators and take them time to research. Sorry, to research. AI can make it really much shorter and more efficient. So I'm putting use cases of how they can do it. And then the last part of that is how to prompt the AI to get that, which is really important because, yeah, you can use the AI in basic translations and everything, but if you really want the most efficient output from the AI, you need to learn how to prompt it correctly.
Good. Very, very interesting. I think you already answered the following question, but who is this webinar aimed at? And is previous AI knowledge needed? Just for the participants to know if they have to come prepared.
Yeah, I understand. Well, basically, there's no preparation needed at all. It's just if you know how to make an account on OpenAI at ChatGPT, for example, which I use as an example, you're good to go and learn something from this webinar, because I start at the basics of the basics, how to prompt AI to get a good translation. You don't just say, translate this for me. No, there has to be more details so you can get a better output, and so on. And the rest of the functions and the use cases that I mentioned, I show also how do I prompt it to get the best result. So basically, you don't need any knowledge to come. This will give you knowledge you can start on. I'm not also going deep through the prompting because it can take a lot of time to
and
show
you only have 1
examples of
hour,
it.
so yes.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm basically just giving the basics of the basics for those curious minds who want to know how they can use ChatGPT for them as human translators to make greater output, and they never used it before. They will benefit a lot from this webinar.
Great. You were mentioning that you were going to use some use cases and also to help the translators how to use ChatGPT to proper translate using prompts. Is it going to be focused on linguistic aspects, or are you also presenting another use case, for example, I don't know, related to productivity or something like that?
It's basically focused on linguistics and also what comes on the side as well, because translators do sometimes need to go on Google and research something. For example, you can use ChatGPT in a better way like that. And using AI for productivity. I do it myself. It's really good. It really needs a whole different webinar. So I'm
Yeah.
putting the focus here on linguistics so we can, sum as much as we can in that
Okay.
one out.
Okay. So just for to finish the interview, um, can you give me some of the most common misconceptions about AI in the language industry, or your insights or your ideas on that?
Well, I see two misconcepts really in the industry about AI, which is the far right and the far left. If we like take it politically, the far right, okay, AI can do everything. We don't need humans. The left side, AI cannot do anything. We do not need to use it at all. I like to like hold a stick from the middle. Like
Yeah.
yes, we can use AI and leverage it, but no, we cannot take the human part out of it. We need to find the good sweet middle point to work efficiently using AI. So I do definitely prefer a hybrid mode rather than going far right or far left.
I believe myself that that's the way to go. But let's see what the people attending the webinar think about that.
We will see that.
Yeah, it will be interesting to know their insights as well.
Definitely.
Thank you very much for your time. Reminder, the webinar takes place on Thursday, September 19th at 4 p.m. Madrid time, and it's only available for people from Aneti. So, and you'll have all the information on our website. So yeah, thank you very much.
I will see you all there. Thank you.